If you didn't hear about the F2 Freestylers back then, you probably missed out on one of the biggest things that carried the internet by storm. They were incredible! Once the most popular and iconic freestyle football duo on the internet. Yeah, you heard me say once, because it didn't take long before things went south, and all they ever built came crumbling down, not just before their eyes, but before the whole world. And as a matter of fact, just one thing led to their downfall. What really happened? Stay with me on this video to find out. For proper context, let's begin from where it all started. Jeremy Lynch. Jeremy was just your average British teenager who loved football. But then, one day, he saw an advert featuring Edgar Davids and Nielsen, and his love for freestyle football really took off. He even claimed to have played in the Arsenal Academy at just 15 years old, and that Arsene Wenger himself said, "On the ball, you're the best at the whole club, including the first team, but off the ball, you're one of the worst." Sounds impressive, but hold up because things started to smell fishy pretty quickly. Let's consider this. If he said this during the recent Premier League seasons, there could have possibly been an element of truth, considering Arsenal's recent performance. No hard feelings, my Arsenal fans, but Jeremy made this huge claim during the 2003-2004 season when Arsenal won the Premier League without losing a single match. Talk about being invincible. This claim would mean that Jeremy was better on the ball than legends like Thierry Henry, Patrick Vieira, Ashley Cole, Dennis Bergkamp and Robert Pires. And let's be real, we all know that's not true. It became so clear that Jeremy had lied when Fabrice Muamba, who was in the Arsenal Academy at the same time as Jeremy claimed, said he never saw him on the training ground. Ouch! And to back his claim, he showed a team photo on a podcast that Jeremy should have been in, but wasn't. Busted. Jeremy, why? But despite his tall tales, Jeremy was actually pretty talented on the ball. And in his final year of university, he decided to take a chance and audition for Britain's Got Talent. And guess what? He wowed the crowd and the judges with his freestyle football skills and even made it to the semi-finals. And while we all know that reality TV shows like Britain's Got Talent are a bit, well, scripted, it did give Jeremy the exposure he needed to start a career in freestyle football. But here's the kicker. He probably wouldn't have made it without his buddy Billy Wingrove. Yep, that's right. Billy was the real MVP in helping Jeremy achieve his dreams. Well, it was more like they both helped each other, actually. Billy didn't just love football. Football was in his blood. He came from a family of footballers. His dad played for Tottenham's academy, and even his cousin was part of Arsenal's team, though he never made his debut. Well, coming from a family of footballers won't just make any club manager sign you, right? If it were like that, maybe I would be on the football field right now too. Playing trash, of course. Billy's road to success wasn't all smooth sailing. He tried out for Tottenham's academy, but they told him he was too small to make it as a professional footballer. Well, that didn't stop him from pursuing his passion. He played for Enfield Town's youth club and Ware FC on a semi-professional level while doing freestyle football shows to make some extra cash. But then, Billy had a lightbulb moment. He realized that he had to set himself apart from other football freestylers if he wanted to make it big. That's when the F2 brand was born. Billy teamed up with Jeremy, with whom he was already quite close, and they became the first ever footballing freestyle duo. Their plan was to captivate audiences with their choreographed freestyle performances in a whole new and unique way. And they did exactly that. Their big break came when they performed at the opening show for the 2010 Ballon d'Or event in front of the biggest names in professional football. It must have been a lot of pressure, but they killed it. And it was the start of something huge. The success of this performance gave them the brilliant idea to step into content creation. They released a DVD called Learn How to Football Freestyle, Volume 1, and went on to create a YouTube channel in 2011 that became insanely popular worldwide. They worked with some of the biggest brands and players from all over the world. These guys were crushing it. It just goes to show that when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. Or in Billy's case, when life tells you that you can't make it as a professional footballer, you create a whole new path for yourself. If the story ended here, we could have said, and they lived happily ever after, right? Like in most fiction stories. But cut that. This ain't no fiction. And yeah, it was an entirely different narrative. They had tasted all the fame and success and made a lot of money from their partnerships with big brands, but things soon began to go sour. And it went really, really sour. It all started with the Wembley Cup, one of the first prominent YouTuber footballing events, much like the Sidemen charity match we have today. Imagine ex-football legends playing alongside famous YouTubers. It was huge. Billy and Jeremy, two members of the group, competed in the Wembley Cup multiple times, but it was during the 2018 edition that the issues started showing up. On March 4, 2018, two popular YouTube groups, F2 and XO, decided to collaborate on a fun video. It was supposed to be an exciting and entertaining collaboration between True Geordie and Stephen Tries. Unfortunately, the day did not go as planned. Jeremy displayed some undesirable behavior that annoyed and frustrated the XO boys throughout the filming process. They even attempted to film a segment of Mr. and Mrs. together, but that didn't turn out well either. A few weeks later, on March 24th, just a day before the big Wembley Cup match, Stephen Tries took to YouTube to release a diss track aimed at the F2 boys. As expected from a classic YouTuber move, he poked fun at Jeremy's Halloween Batman video and threw in some humorous jabs at the F2. However, this didn't sit well with Jeremy, who was clearly bothered by the diss track. The day of the match arrived, and tensions were already high due to the ongoing drama between F2 and XO. The F2 managed to win the tournament, but things turned sour after losing to XO in the preliminary rounds. The F2 accused the referee of cheating by blowing his whistle minutes early, leading to a heated argument. But the drama didn't end there. Jeremy found out about Stephen Tries' diss track and decided to confront him after the game. Stephen Tries recounted the altercation on Jack Mart's podcast, where he described how Jeremy tried to harass him verbally. However, the full context of the event wasn't revealed until September 1st, 2020, when footage of the altercation was released on Twitter. The footage showed Jeremy and his friend berating Stephen, while True Geordie intervened to break it up. This clip further tarnished Jeremy's reputation, bringing up memories of his unpleasant behavior from the previous collab. The incident left many fans disappointed and shocked, as they'd never seen Jeremy behave in such a way before. In a podcast, the CEO and founder of the Wembley Cup, Spencer FC, confirmed that the referee had deliberately cheated by blowing the final whistle 2 minutes early, robbing the F2 boys of a crucial victory. The reason? The referee simply didn't like them. But that wasn't the only bombshell that Spencer dropped. He also revealed that Jeremy and Billy's relationship was far from harmonious behind the scenes. There were rumors that the two had ended several businesses together and were no longer on speaking terms. "I don't even know if they're mates," Spencer said, hinting at the deep animosity between them. Unfortunately for Jeremy, he seemed to have borne the brunt of the negative press that followed. People began to come forward with stories about his massive ego and selfish behavior. Fans turned against him, and compilations of him being unpleasant were made, with many leaving negative comments. Despite all this, Jeremy has managed to maintain a massive following on TikTok and YouTube, with almost 24 million and 8 million subscribers respectively. Meanwhile, Billy has also emerged from the controversy relatively unscathed. He has a thriving family channel and even got to manage the recent Sidemen charity game. That's how something that could have become sensational crumbled before their very eyes. Well, they are both doing really well separately now, but there's no doubt they would have achieved so much more if they were still together. Could this have been avoided? And will they ever be able to mend their fractured relationship? Only time will tell. But anyways, I'm assuming you have heard enough of the two freestylers, right? Just wait till you hear some surprising secrets Lionel Messi revealed about his kids and family. Check out this video next to know exactly what Messi has been hiding about his kids.